Hello, and welcome to this short introduction to Arla's Sales and Operations Planning Process. Arla's Sales and Operations Planning Process is the global tactical decision process, working on one set of numbers, with a structured meeting framework that allows for timely decisions on a 1 to 15 months horizon, and a comprehensive material that creates transparency of the numbers and issues at hand. A lot of different issues are handled within the S&OP process. For example, we look at the capacity constraints on our sites and discuss how best to utilize them. We secure that Arla can handle the milk inflow in the best possible way. We cannot always get what we want, but we can demand shape for the better good. A key to a forward-looking process is heightening our ability to forecast and handle our inherent inaccuracy best. Ultimately, we support having the right product on shelf at the right time. But how complex is that really? Well, in Arla we supply over 100 markets, distributing a yearly volume of around 13 billion kilos of milk via over 60 dairies, 200 brands, over 1,000 product types, and over 20,000 stock keeping units. It's fairly complex. Of course, the S&OP tries to keep it simple through a structured meeting framework. The S&OP is the tactical decision process in Arla. It is a monthly reoccurring process that starts in the markets with a product forecast for the coming 15 months that our supply chain will then try to meet. If we cannot meet the forecast, we will make corrective decisions in a global cross-functional meeting called the Global Executive S&OP. To make it simple, let's follow an example through the process. Butter for Christmas. In the pre-alignment meeting, the business unit head will give his view on the coming 15 months of sale. And in this example, let's say that the business unit director for Dansk Supermarket believes that Christmas sales will run at an index of 120. In the demand review meeting, the Danish head of sales will review all the business unit expectations for Christmas sales and calibrate the overall ambition together with his team, finance, category and planning. The market leadership might want to reallocate some additional funding for Christmas when presented with the forecast, and a similar discussion could take place in the zone leadership. Now we have a collated view on the butter demand for the coming 15 months and a special focus on Christmas, and it's time to see if we can supply it. Every month, all the plants will look at the coming 12 months together with global planning. And if they foresee issues that they cannot handle themselves, they will escalate them further. We also look at the milk balances, and in this case, fat balance, to see if we can match the demand. And in the case of butter, we also review if we have sufficient freezing capacity at our warehouses. Issues that are still unresolved after we have included the full supply chain network are brought to the supply review meetings chaired by supply chain head of MY and CBP respectively. The supply chain leadership together with product management, finance and global planning will then review all the handles they have to solve the issues. If they simply cannot solve it, and like in our butter example, it is affecting more markets, they will bring the issue to the Global Executive S&OP. In the Executive S&OP, all markets are represented along with the category, supply chain, finance and global planning. They will all sit down together and debate the best course of action. If we have no other options than to shorten markets, key decision elements are typically profitability, when the demand was forecasted, strategic importance, forecast accuracy, market impact, and more. When a decision has been made, they will then look at it again and decide whether or not this was an ad hoc situation, or if the specific decision should be used as a latent principle decision used operationally on similar issues in the future. All this happens every month following a set calendar with globally defined key performance indicators. The S&OP starts with sales making their best possible forecast, and the job is then to optimize milk handling while keeping stock at a minimum, still securing a high delivery accuracy at the lowest cost, keeping Arla competitive. And we do it month after month after month. And by that, the S&OP sets the pulse of Arla. Thank you for following this simple introduction to Arla's sales and operations planning process.